Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the Forgotten Age channel. Today we'll be looking at the topic the Kingdom of Punt, the lost land that ancient Egypt could never forget. These were the sheep of the Punt Kingdom that came to trade with Egypt. This is the map that is showing the kingdom. For more than 300 years, for more than 3,000 years, one place has haunted historians. A kingdom so rich that the ancient Egyptians called it God's land. A trading partner so important that Egyptians, Pharaoh, crossed dangerous seas just to reach it. A civilization that supplied gold, incense, ebony, ivory, exotic animals, and treasures found nowhere else. And yet today, nobody knows exactly where it was. This is the mystery of the Kingdom of Punt, the most famous lost kingdom in African history. But perhaps the greatest mystery is not where Punt was. It is why a civilization that was once essential to Egypt seemed to have vanished almost completely from history. The only trading partner Egypt admired. Most ancient empires viewed their neighbors as rivals, enemies, or future conquests. Egypt was no different. Yet, Punt occupied a unique place in Egyptian records. Unlike foreign kingdoms that were conquered or taxed, Punt was respected. Egyptians' inscription described it almost with reverence. It was called the land of the gods. This title raises a fascinating question. What made Punt so special? The answer may reveal a side of ancient Africa that few people ever discussed. More pictures. The Punt Kingdom and their ships. The voyage that changed history. Around 1490 BCE, the Egyptian pharaoh Hatshepsut ordered one of history's most famous trade missions. Her ship sailed down the Red Sea towards the distant land known as Punt. Fortunately for historians, the journey was recorded in remarkable detail on the walls of her mortuary temple. The relief shows scenes unlike anything else in Egypt art. We see foreign houses built on stilts, strange trees being transported alive, exotic animals, foreign rulers, and merchants exchanging valuable goods. This was not a military campaign, it was a business expedition, and that fact alone is extraordinary. Ancient Egypt considered Punt so valuable that it invested enormous resources simply to maintain peaceful trade relationships. the world's first luxury market. Most documentaries focused on where Punt was, but a more interesting question is what Punt actually represented. Imagine the modern world without global shipping. Rare perfumes would become priceless. Luxury woods would be nearly impossible to obtain. Exotic animals would be known only through stories. In many ways, Pune functioned as the luxury marketplace of the ancient world. Egypt imported frankincense, myrrh, gold, ebony, leopard skin, ivory, live animals. The incense trade alone was incredibly important. Temples burned vast amounts during religious ceremonies. Without Punt, Egypt's religious system would have struggled to obtain essential sacred materials. In a surprising way, Punt may have influenced Egyptian religion itself. Palmyra Kingdom and other kingdoms that were in existence during that time. Hmm. Made of gold, pure gold. Temples that were in operation. The Maya, all the pictures of the wealth. The clue hidden in trees. The clue hidden in the trees. One of the most overlooked details in the story comes from a remarkable event. Hatshepsut's expedition did not simply bring back incense, it brought back living myrrh trees. Egyptian artists even depicted workers carefully transporting the roots. Why is this important? Because trees live geographically because trees leave geographical clues. Scientists studying the species represented in Egypt's artwork have suggested that Punt may have been located somewhere along the Horn of Africa. Possibly location includes parts of modern day Somalia, Eritrea, Djibouti, or Ethiopia. Yet none of these theories fully solve the mystery. Punt remains elusive. What if Punt was not a kingdom? Here is a different angle, rarely explored. What if historians have been searching for the wrong thing? Most people imagine Punt as a single kingdom with fixed border, but ancient trade network often worked differently. Punt may have been less like a country and more like a commercial region connecting multiple communities. Think of it as a trade zone rather than a traditional empire. This would explain why archaeologists struggle to find a single capital city. The land of Punt might actually have been a network of ports, settlements, and trading centers spread across the Red Sea region. If true, Punt did not disappear, it simply evolved into later African and Arabian trading societies. the region that the city of Punt was. Mero, Nile River, Tibis, and all. The people who vanished without vanishing. One of the strongest aspects of the mystery is that the people of Punt seemed to disappear from historical records, yet trade in the region continued. Port remains active. Merchants continued moving goods across the Red Sea. This suggests something important. Perhaps Punt did not collapse dramatically like Rome. Perhaps it slowly blended into new cultures and kingdoms. History often remembers spectacular falls. It rarely notices gradual transformation. The Kingdom of Punt may be one of the greatest examples of this phenomenon. Why the mystery still matters. The search for Punt is about more than locating a lost kingdom. It challenges old assumptions about Africa's role in ancient history. For generations, people viewed Africa primarily as source of resources. Punt tells a different story. It reveals African society as active participant in international trade, diplomacy, navigation, and economic innovation. Long before modern globalization, the people of Punt connected distant civilization through commerce and exchange. They helped create one of the ancient world's most important trading relationships. The Kingdom of Punt trading with Egypt. They are sophisticated animals. The Kingdom of Punt remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. It was wealthy enough to attract pharaohs, important enough to shape Egyptian religious life, connected enough to influence trade across entire regions. Yet, its exact location remains unknown. Perhaps one day archaeologists will uncover the city, port, or kingdom that finally solve the mystery. Or perhaps Poon was never a single place at all. Either way, the land of the gods continues to remind us that some of history's most important civilizations are not the ones we know best, but the ones we are still searching for. Subscribe.